Game 2 of the Magic, halfway through the first match still to come. We have Saints Warrington next at 3, and then Castleford and Wakefield will wrap the Magic weekend up at 5:15. Right here on Sky Sports, that's where we are now. And as the players emerge for the start of the second half, it's Catalan Dragons 0, Huddersfield Giants 10. Jody Broughton with the only try, and Danny Brough with the 3 goals. Dragons will be hoping for better in the second half. We certainly are, because it wasn't the best 40 minutes we've seen in Super League this year, and the Magic deserves better, frankly. Let's see if the players can produce it. We're going back to the commentators, Phil, Barry, and first of all, Bill Arthur.
Thanks, Eddie. Yes, the Catalan Dragons supporters hoping that their side can respond in the second half. Huddersfield Giants fans hoping that their side can extend this great run of form in Super League. They came here on the back of five games without defeats, and a home win against Catalan Dragons back in April, 38 points to 14. They're on course for the double as the second half gets underway, and they lead by 10 points to 0. Catalan with this wretched away record. They've only managed 1 win on the road this season, and that was at bottom of the table Wakefield, who are on stage later on here at St James's Park against the Castleford Tigers, the game that will round things off for this first Magic weekend in Newcastle. But not much sparkle in the first 40 minutes of this one. Could do with some. There's been plenty of aggression, plenty of physicality, and another penalty for the Catalan Dragons.
Mistake at marker from the Giants there. Too many people in, too many bodies, and the 2 markers that need to stand behind one another are stood side by side. And we were looking at the numbers in the half-time break in terms of possession, times in your opponent's hard, and meters made. The numbers indicate that Huddersfield have twice as much of every one of those things. So the Catalan Dragons are making it far too difficult for themselves.
Eloy Pellissier, busy as ever for the Catalan Dragons. Nice to get involved, Pellissier. Involved in everything. Here's Giroud. Whoa, and a big hit on Carney, and Carney saw that coming. Couldn't take the pass. And Wardle gets the plaudits of his teammates. What a significant tackle. The first major play, really, for the Catalan Dragons at the start of the second half, and it comes to an end like that.
I really rate Joe Wardle. I think as a back row, as a centre, really puts his body on the line. I talked about that hard line he runs. When it comes time to tackle, when it comes his defensive responsibility, he's as good as anybody in the business, Phil.
Yeah, the Catalan Dragons didn't fire in the first half. It's very hard for a team when they go into totally turn around their personality and their attitude. If you don't start with this very good attitude in a match, it's very hard to switch it on in that 15-minute rest that you get. And again, that's an indication the first attacking set outthought and outplayed by Huddersfield again.
Another Huddersfield Giants penalty, and problems for the Catalan Dragons. We knew Willie Tonga was nursing a face injury in that first half, one of a number of problems for the Catalan Dragons. I think Angela's got more on that.
Yes, it was a broken jaw, a suspected broken jaw. He's gone to hospital now, fully kitted up, but obviously in a lot of discomfort and pain as he was going off, and now he's in an ambulance on his way to hospital. Willie Tonga there. From Lauren Fraser, the message at half-time is just to keep composure and the discipline. That's what's really let them down in the first stanza. But they're only 10 points behind, he says, so it's all to play for. Very short and simple message from Paul Anderson for the Huddersfield Giants. Stay composed, complete the sets and stay focused. Obviously it's a bit of an arm wrestle this game, he reckons, but it's there for the taking.
Come on, wait! Go.
Huddersfield 12 metres out. They've had their problems as well, of course. Brett Ferris off with a knee injury. That's the 5th tackle. Cruz leaning on the field, and Brough doing ever so well to make some room for himself. And look at that! In the corner, Jody Broughton gets his 2nd try of the game, and that was out of nothing, and that was really out of keeping with the sort of tone of this game. He's gone to the video ref, as Ben Thaler.
We've got no try.
It's another kick.
Check to make sure
he's got no try. So what exactly is he looking for there?
Onside. Thinks the player's offside, so must have been a good call from the side to send it up as no try. So we'll see from this. There's certainly one player in front. Not so sure that he's outside. isn't a Catalan player waiting for the ball, I don't really see why this will be disallowed. I think the players are onside.
Is Jake Connor, the number 4, although he's not involved, is within a 10-metre radius of where this ball lands?
Well, you have to be 10 metres from a player waiting to receive the catch, and there's actually no player from Catalan waiting to receive the ball. It's his own player. So therefore that rule doesn't apply.
Can you not say Morgan Escray is waiting to catch the ball?
Well, let's see where he comes from when he comes through. I think O'Connor's certainly onside.
Sorry, Tony Gigio.
Well, I think he's going to make the tackle. He's not waiting to receive the ball, and so this should be a try. This should be overturned for that reason. It's quite a technical thing, but there's not actually anybody waiting for the ball at that point.
No try was Ben Thaler's initial reaction, but I think the story has changed. And that try, really, the game has been pretty dour, a grind, but that was just a little spark of magic from Danny Brough. First of all, to make room for himself, and then to put the kick in, and then for the ball to reach Jody Broughton for his second try of the game.
Well, Stewart's explained the technicalities of why the try has been allowed. I'm going to try and explain the skill. The Huddersfield players on the left edge, they have to hold the line, hold the nerve, and Jake Connor does exactly that, stays onside, catches the ball, and before his feet touch the ground, passes the ball to Jody Broughton, who again is in space, and his little shuffle, his little judder, buys him enough time to get the ball down. But again, it's come from the boot of Danny Brough, the reaction, and what fabulous reactions he's got. He can pass, kick, and run the ball, all with enough confidence to get a good result at the end of it.
Brough 3 from 3 so far in this game. This one a tricky one from way out wide, but it's not a problem for a marksman of Danny Brough's calibre. And now it's becoming a tall order for Laurent Fraser-New and his side. They trail by 16 points to 0, and Brough 100 magic points to his name. And this is one of the problems that the Catalan Dragons have had. That's the tackle on Willy Tonga that has resulted with him being taken off to hospital with a suspected broken jaw. You can see him flinching from the pain. Morgan Escray not convinced that he's 100% fit after he took a heavy challenge early in the game. And they trail by 16 points to 0 to the Catalan Dragons. It has been a bruising afternoon for them, not to mention the fact that they are on a warning as well from referee Ben Thaler.
I'm all right with that.
Could get a bit more painful for Catalan.
Well, Joe Wardle's just carried the ball forward. In the absence of Brett Ferris, he's now probably the best defender and possibly one of the strongest runners of the ball also. He was the one who came up with that decisive play early in the second half. The tackle on Todd Carney, a ricochet. Is that back to 6? Not played at, still the last tackle. It's knocked Scotner off his feet.
And Brough again steps just to make a bit of room for himself, but it's straight into the chest of Morgan Escray. And Escray, well, he seems to have recovered from that knock.
And
Oldfield runs into McGilvray.
Holy moly, like a sledgehammer off the wing, and with that conversion, Danny Brough scores 100 points, becomes the first player to do so at Magic. What about this? Fuad Yaha gets the attention. And I'm just trying to interpret the messages that Angela gave us. Paul Anderson saying, keep in the grind, keep doing what they... In other words, they're not bothered what it looks like. It doesn't have to be pretty. They're in the driver's seat, they're controlling this game, and whether they win by 1 point or 100 points, it doesn't matter to them. It won't help the case if they keep giving penalties away.
They have suffered a rash of penalties since towards the end of the first half, but Catalan not able to take advantage. Only 2 other sides have been nilled at Magic. In 2010, Crusaders nilled Bradford, and Saints hammered Hull Kingston Rovers. Don't want to add to a miserable weekend for them by reminding them of that 54-0. Oh, and Anderson almost breaking through, gets the pass away. Catalan could be on the way back because Pelissier has got the try out of nothing. And Huddersfield Giants caught napping there. The penalty went the way of the Catalan Dragons, and their supporters are on their feet, and Edouard Pelissier gets his 7th try of the season, finishing off what was a great break. And Catalan get points on the board. They won't be nilled at least.
Well, here's the penalty from the Giants. Get in field position and possession. to the Dragons. I love this carry. Straight and hard from Anderson. Such a difficult skill to hold the ball in your right hand and pass it to the right. He has to almost turn the ball upside down to offload it. A barging bullocking run and close support from Eloi Pelissier. Well worked try.
And Giroud adds 2 more points. Bang in front of the posts. Catalan Dragons 6, Huddersfield Giants 16. Just a glimmer there of what Catalan could do if they managed to get some decent possession in territory.
Exactly, a brilliant offload. You know, 2 out of every 3 tries in Super League are scored when a team play the ball inside their opponent's 20-metre zone. The Dragons' problem is they haven't played it often enough in this game to give themselves a chance. Huddersfield's control of where this match has taken place has been brilliant for almost 50 minutes. And they want to make sure with Paul Anderson that they restrict the number of chances that this French team have close to the line, because they've seen the brilliance they've shown there, the creativity to keep the ball alive, support the man with the ball, and score their first 6 points.
There is Pelissier, over 100 appearances for him, for the Catalan Dragons, still only 23 years of age. Came through the ranks with the club. And Muniz and the Catalan supporters trying to lift their side now. Pelissier sense an opportunity. Henderson still on the field, so they've got two hookers out there. Giroud, they find Gigot, and Gigot finds Oldfield. Oldfield, little chip kick ahead. Whitehead will go for this, and they'll get the goal line drop-out because Huddersfield managed to gang up.
I've got 20. Yes.
And in fact, the referee says it's a tap on the 20.
And I think Danny Brough helped Ben Thaler. He asked the question, Ben Thaler answered him. Great passage of play. The 2 nines on the pitch, Henderson and Pelissier, were just in front of the assistant coach for the Catalan Dragons, Michael Monaghan, who used to do this to great effect during his Warrington days with Mickey Iam. A wonderful kick. Great stuff from the Dragons. Starting to ask some questions now.
Good tackle there by Pelissier. A nice offload, but it's one that's lost here. And the shift in the game, I think, the French team are finding a little bit of fight in the centre. Henderson and Pelissier are speeding up the way the game's played, and look, they shift it wide again to Tony Gigot.
Gigot, though, is upended by Danny Brough. Brough, a little shove afterwards. Maybe the Giants just a little bit rattled by this sudden resurgence from the Catalan Dragons. Here is Julian Busquets, signed a new contract with the Catalan Dragons just this last week. A new 2-year deal. They're really excited to keep a hold of the big French international. Olivier Elmer, but Elmer stopped in his tracks. The game livening up now. The Warrington supporters beginning to make themselves heard. Their turn coming next. The ball finds Zeb Taylor now, and Taylor, a quiet game, and he's in touch. Good defence from the Giants to cut off the threat of the Catalan danger man.
Strong defence. It was a lovely pass from Todd Carney. And Zeb Taylor, we've seen him on so many occasions on that left edge. Booming pass, right on the button. Lovely footwork from the big man, but Aaron Murphy sticks to his task, and eventually, along with the help, Kyle Wood gets him off the island.
Stand! Release! Well done, El. Go!
People talking about Zeb Taylor as a man of steel candidate this season because his form has been so impressive, and that in a side that hasn't really been making great strides in Super League this season. Has latterly the Catalan Dragons, but Zeb Taylor with some impressive performance, not least that hat-trick against Wigan last week.
He needs to step up his game a little bit for me. I know he's out on an edge and waiting for the ball, trying to keep shape, but he needs to come and look and hunt for some work. His influence, his inspiration's needed in this one, I think, for the Dragons.
Oldfield plays the ball. Here is Tony Gigot. Catalan enjoying a good spell of possession here. Suddenly Huddersfield are having to do the defending. Pelissier again, a little skip from him. Oh, and ducks under the challenge from Brough. Grix comes across to make the tackle. Gigot, Giroud, Battieri, Henderson, Carney it was with the pass, I beg your pardon. And Louis Anderson again involved. Zeb Taya now. Taya gets the ball back in field, but Escaré, he's stopped by the Huddersfield defenders. 5th tackle. Carney kicks crossfield way too deep, under pressure again, and that kick just sails almost into the stands.
Well, good effort from the Giants. They were tested. Catalan Dragons throwing the ball about at last, starting to really challenge the Giants defensively, but they stood up to the task.
Probably the biggest difference for me between the two teams is the pressure that Huddersfield put on Catalan's kickers when it gets to the end of the set. It's made it so much difficult there. I think it was Jack Hughes on that occasion who got to Carney and cut down his time. Kicking accurate and went out to play.
Good run from Jermaine McGilvray, but he's walked away from that play the ball, just holding his arm, I think, McGilvray. Bruff chips over the top, and that's a lovely touch-finding kick.
Perfect kick. Knows exactly what he wants to do. He wants to slow the pace of the game down. What he talked about Catalan getting on the front foot. Dummies a drop off just to hold up the defence, to buy the time he needs, as you quite rightly said, Phil. Catalan kickers aren't afforded the same luxury, and Danny Bruff, off the back of some of the good work of Broughton, McGilvray, Griggs in those early tackles. I think it's maybe a hyperextension of the elbow.
And Zeb Taya, well, obviously heard the words of wisdom from the commentary box, and nearer the action for this set from the Catalan Dragons. Jason Bateri.
Line here. 2. Wait. Well, you okay, Akuma?
Huddersfield.
3. Move. Go.
Again, trying to stop the Dragons rolling forward. Here's a man who'll bring them forward. Remy Casti, one of Catalan's favourite sons. There was a Huddersfield hand in there. The referee signals another penalty in Catalan's favour.
And that's the urgency of Remy Casti. Trying to get up, trying to play the ball as quick as he can. And what players and coaches term as good ball now, chance to attack and challenge the Giants. They were up to the challenge last time. Let's see what happens.
Crucial phase of the game really now, because Catalan have got points on the board. They've stopped the Giants' progress at the other end of the field. If they could narrow the gap still further, then we could be in for a big finale to this game. We might end up yet calling this a slow burner. At the moment it's just fizzling. Here's Giroud. Giroud, a little step from him. Casti gets the ball back to Giroud. Giroud across the field, gets the pass away. Or Whitehead to stretch for that. Good defence again from Bruff, and then Bruff pleading his innocence. Pelissier and Bruff again. That's
great
good
work, Danny Bruff. Great work. Good read from him. The tackle before. Good urgency from Marker.
Here's Gigo, and Gigo has got there. Has he lost the ball? Has he got that down, or has Tony Gigo got the try?
I think he dropped it, Bill. I think that's why there's a smile on Ben Thiel. He's done everything right, Tony Gigo. I talked about his balance and his footwork, but I also talked about the glitches in the system.
Well, it's about the grounding. A lot of pressure on him, and he's clearly lost it. There's no hands in there. It's just a straight knock-on.
It's good work from Danny Bruff again.
His third tackle, third involvement defensively on the bounce. Having huge involvements both in attack and defence. No try is the ruling.
Tony Gigo, so
it's not knocked out by the right hand from Danny Bruff, Stuart.
Well, he's got to intentionally knock that ball out for it to be classed as a steal. It's because it's part of the tackle, because it's not intentional, it'll just be classed as a knock-on by Catalan.
Tony Gigo, a hat-trick scorer against Wigan in the last round of Super League, and had he got that ball down, then really that could have lifted the Dragons' spirits. As it is, they trail by 16 points to 6. Huddersfield having to endure a bit of a storm at the moment. Here's Jack Hughes, came here as part of as a swap with Lon Patrick, going to Wigan.
And when it's simple from the Giants, Bill, it's very effective, and I suppose the message might be, look, let's just bore Catalan. Let's just bore them, just keep chunking our way up the pitch. Feed off the kicking game of Danny Bruff.
Keep coming, Scotty. Hold it about. Keep it quick, mate. Wait.
This is where he needs to switch on here. He's got time, he's got space. And he's put that as high as he possibly can.
Escray!
Great
In
catch.
trouble again.
Great catch.
And the referee,
You happy with that? Yes.
yes, is happy it's a goal line dropout. Phew.
Wait there.
Just got there, Morgan Escray.
Well, I don't think he did actually. I think he caught it when he was outside the field of play. So that's when he took possession.
So that should have been a goal line dropout.
Should have been a goal line dropout, yeah.
So that's a lucky break for the Catalan Dragons.
You're a hard man, Stuart. I'd like to see, in fact, I'd like to see you catch those. They're very difficult.
It's not about catching, it's
No, you're
playing
right.
the rules.
You're right. You're right.
So Catalan still in this game.
And they're enjoying a nice period, aren't they, in their opponent's half? They're getting there miles more often than they did in the first 40. They need to capitalise on this. Scott Durrell gets his hands on the ball.
Carney is lurking. Carney having another one of those frustrating games. You know what he can do, you know what the potential is, but Todd Carney again, he's got that thigh heavily strapped as Giroud hoists the kick. Jermaine McGilvray goes up for it, but Zeb Taylor was pounding in to gather that ball.
Brilliant take. Under all kinds of pressure, Jermaine McGilvray leaps with his hands above his head. And good defence from the Dragons.
The referee says play on, and Brough picks it up.
Oh, good defence from both sides.
And
He's trying to take his shirt off.
wasn't exactly sure which way he was pointing then, Danny Brough, but he knew who'd done that.
Don't need any of that coming over the top.
Is that the opposite to a wedger when you pull somebody's shirt over the top of the head?
In the end, it's a penalty. There was a swinging arm, says referee Ben Thaler.
Yeah, there were a few, and probably you could make a case in the tackles before. A few flailing arms. The Dragons players know.
How does the ball come out? This is the important thing here. Is that pulled forward by Eloy Pelissier or lost in the tackle?
Well, I think they ruled a one-on-one strip. It actually went forward in the tackle anyway. So probably wouldn't have ended up as Catalan ball. So probably came away with the right result on that one.
And Huddersfield have the ball back. They lead by 16 points to 6. Still a quarter of the game to go. Here's Luke Robinson. Here is Akuma Tai, the Tongan international. Craig Hubie. Quick hands, great hands from the Huddersfield Giants. The ball's still alive, and here is Aaron Murphy. Murphy will take him on himself. Oh, could have gone to McGilvray.
He knows it and all, Aaron Murphy. So frustrated. Wonderful build-up play. A succession of offloads and short passes. No, Aaron Murphy, great player, but that ball should have gone. That ball should have gone.
That's the best attacking play they've put in almost 60 minutes of rugby here today. Sadly for them, they didn't score from it. But it's an indication that they can pass and cause problems for their opponents. Obviously, we've seen tries created by Danny Brough's kicks, but the passing play there, the space, the opportunity was created. They need to, I think, continue to do that, because for the Giants fans to relax and start to enjoy this weekend a little more, they need to be the team that scores next.
Discipline, boys, both teams. Think on what we're doing.
He's having a great season, Aaron Murphy. Here's the Giants' leading try scorer this year, so I suppose he's got faith in his ability, but he had his winger outside him, and you could see from the anguish on Aaron Murphy's face that he knows he made the wrong call on that occasion.
Well, Aaron Murphy's one of those players you love to have him in your squad. He can play full-back, he can play centre, winger. His utility is really valuable in that back line.
And he's a brave defender as well.
Ready, go.
To Catalan. Jason Bateri. Paris-born, Australian-raised. Played his rugby league in Toulouse. Exotic character. Here's Carney now, and Carney trying to stay in the field of play. He can't, and again, good defence. And who was there to redeem himself?
It's your man.
Aaron Murphy.
I love to see that in a player. He knows, perhaps 60 metres up the pitch, he made the wrong decision with the ball. He backs that up with defensive effort. I love to see that. Holds off, buys enough time, gets help from Kyle Wood. How much help, I'm not sure, because he had his back to him, but give him the comfort and security to drive the player in and over the sideline.
Redemption for Aaron Murphy of sorts.
You know, we've got an intriguing final quarter to this game. Both of these sides have the potential to get to the grand final and do something. We'll see here in the final quarter who's got the concentration, the composure and capacity to win a tight game against a good team.
Move, Jason, come on! Back here.
The Giants looking to benefit from that good defensive work. Just a suspicion, Stuart, that actually that might have turned out in Catalan's favour.
Well, the ball came. Todd Carney's actually in the air here. He lands on top of the Huddersfield player and then puts the ball back into the field of play. So it's not actually in touch at that point.
Well, Huddersfield has squandered possession. It's a free play. Chip ahead by Zebtea, but Grix gets there first, so they'll go back to where the original knock-on happened.
Scott Grix just relieved to get hold of the ball. Here's the mistake. It's an attempted offload from Craig Kopchak. He tries to bring it back in. Very durable player, Craig Kopchak. 30th consecutive game for the Giants. He's a front rower doing the hard work. The front rower in charge will appreciate the effort. But come on, let's tidy things up a little bit.
You'll know they've got some work to do to make this game safe. As Phil said, next try could be very telling. And Catalan have head and feet at the scrum.
Back on! Away, lads!
Carney. Here is Zebtea. But from that range, you're happy to see him
play on backwards.
Under control, and they're going further backwards. And in fact, I think Huddersfield have come up with possession. It's Wardle.
He's got to give a penalty though. Even though Joe Ward may have had possession, the referee tried to indicate twice it's Catalan ball, move, and he didn't. As such, he's been penalised. They've lost 20 metres, and this is a dangerous zone here now, and a worrying time for Huddersfield supporters.
Wait!
They're here, as are the Warrington and Saints supporters, ready for their sides turn next. The next bit of action here at Magic Weekend as St Helens take on Warrington. That's at 3 o'clock. Sky Sports 1 straight after this one. Well, once the side have had a chance to warm up on the warm-up area outside the ground, and Carney gets his first try in Catalan colours. They've been waiting for that moment, and on one leg Todd Carney has brought Catalan Dragons back into this game. They salute their number 6, and Todd Carney has made this game into a real battle in the final quarter now.
Well, if the Dragons are going to win this game, they need to make the most of their chances. Elwan Pellissier, 50-50 call, the Dragons get it. Watch what he does. He has a big man in front of him, and Craig Hubert is always going laterally, and then it becomes a one-on-one. And the footwork and the strength and determination that he's had means that Todd Carney gets his team back in the game.
Giroud gets 2 more points. Catalan Dragons 12, Huddersfield Giants 16.
Fascinating now as Laurent Frazier looks on, delighted I think with the way that Carney and Duro are starting to dominate this game. He's taken on the line. As he does it more in the remainder of this season, he'll become even more dangerous for the Dragons. But I'd be fascinated to have listened to the talk amongst the Huddersfield players there behind the post. They are being outplayed at the moment, and they need to recover and find a way to respond, because unless they're able to change what's happening out there, it's more likely than not their opponents will score next.
Brough, the restart has to be good. It is. Oh, and Oldfield just managing. Carney, it was in actual fact, just managing to keep that ball in the field of play.
He got some help from Remy Castile. Well, Remy Castile actually drags him back into the field of play, whether he's hit that line or not. You need a bit of luck.
Here is Casti again, and that was a high shot. And Casti just rides it as he does so much. The man who went off to try his luck in the NRL, Remy Casti. Rode up, I suppose. Stuart, you're not impressed.
Well, the contact's on the chest, isn't it? He more or less ducked under the arm rather than the arm going to the head. So, but it's been a bit of, you know, there's things in the game, so the referee's probably going to react a bit more to tackles up in that area than he normally would.
Here's Henderson. Loses his footing. It's been a tough game, this has, between these two sides. The pitch has been slippery. Forward packs going at each other. But here comes Louis Anderson. Shown up well, Louis Anderson. Of course, they've been playing him at prop, and Catalan again within range, but that's good defence Jack Hughes it was, but Henderson recovers, plays the ball. Carney will try his luck again, and he's very nearly there. He's held up this time just short of the try line.
Well, the Giants are in scramble mode at the minute, desperately trying to keep out the Dragons, and it's Todd Carney, his growing influence on this game. He has a crack and gets held up over the line.
That's a great example of a player full of confidence there. On the last play, he's prepared to try something there. He's not just willing to pass it to the kicker, because that's what we always do at the end of a set. He thinks, well, back myself, it doesn't come off. But you do want half-backs who are prepared to run at defenders, and that's what he's done. Not for 6 points, but again, continuing over the course of the season, they are dangerous.
Here's Jack Hughes, and it's Huddersfield's turn to try and break the shackles, because Catalan have got a bit of a grip on this game. Here's a man who can batter his way through the opposition defence if he chooses, Earl Crabtree, but Henderson and Whitehead stand firm, so Brough kicks deep. Now then, Escaré, Fuad Yaha alongside him, then gives it to the young winger.
Danny Brough makes the tackle. The 2 sixes in this game seem to have the win in them. When they exert all their experience and their skill set. Craig Hubie.
Oh, there's a player down.
It's the deck.
It is Hubie, and Oldfield was on the charge, and Hubie was in the way.
I don't know whether he catches a stray elbow or forearm here. Or does it get poked in the eye from Joe Wardle? Is that?
I think you're right. Yeah. Something catches him.
A bit of friendly
well,
fire there.
Something
I think
catches him, but
yeah, doesn't stay down, Craig Hubie.
Yeah. Blimey, there's been a heavy attritional rate in this game, hasn't there? We've seen Willie Tonga go off, suspected broken jaw.
Yeah.
Brett Ferris is off with a knee problem.
It's in contrast to yesterday, because the majority of the teams, with the conditions and the atmosphere, we talk about creating a platform for the players. You create the platform and the players will rise to it. I thought yesterday the order of the day was entertainment. Today I'm not so sure. The agenda for Huddersfield is 2 points, nothing else.
There's nerves, isn't there here? Nerves for the health and well-being of Craig Hubie, and I think for the Huddersfield side, whether they can hang on here now for these 2 points, because the team facing them at the moment seems to be the one in the ascendancy. They're rolling forward pretty easy. They've had more ball than Huddersfield in the second half, and it's certainly helping them to look a better team.
Still checking on Craig Hubie, who has been in good form. He's closing on 50 career tries. Had a big game against his old club Castleford last week when he got a try. Was very diplomatic in his try celebration, Hubie, going back to the Menderhose jungle. I'm not sure he's going to be staying out there.
But the doctor and the physio want to get him off. I think that's the indication.
Well, they've got the white cross on the green background at the side, so he's obviously going off for a head test, so they'll get a free interchange on that one.
And the Castleford Tigers fans who are in this ground giving their former player a round of applause as he leaves the field, as does everyone else.
Go back on.
So,
discipline.
Problems for Huddersfield with one of their big guns off the field at the moment, and Catalan, the sun shining. This is more like it for them. Still trailing, but just 4 points in it. 12 minutes to go. Giroud across the field. Casti.
5-goal stealing, Craig.
Old school French prop forward Remy Casti. Carney hoists that kick, hobbles after he's put boot to ball, and Grix is solid underneath it for the Giants.
We get an excellent look when the kicks are going up and the flight and the... I think you're right. I think
ready, boys. Discipline. Sam.
Louis Anderson could have had a question mark over that, but the quality of the kicks from Todd Carney and Danny Brough, they're very difficult to deal with. The way that the way at the last second those catchers have an impossible job.
Well, Danny Brough desperately trying to kick his team out of trouble here, because they recognise they've just not got the energy that they had in the first half. Was that a high tackle from Danny Brough? Not according to the referee. But look, they're starting on the halfway line. They're stuck in reverse at the moment, and they're desperate for the Dragons to make a mistake.
Good work from Gigot. Up to the 40-metre line. And it's Huddersfield. In the first half, it was Catalan who were trying to slow things down, but it's Huddersfield desperate turn now to do that, to just try and stop this Catalan progress. Kopjak doing that. Here's Giroud. Carney has gone on the loop. Here is Zeb Taylor now. Taylor swats aside one. Still going Zeb Taylor, and he's in. Zeb Taylor has brought the scores level, I think. He has. We said, where had he been? There he was. Zeb Taylor. This time the Giants could not contain him. And he gets his 11th try of the season, and a crucial one that could be as well, because it's brought the scores level. Kick to come.
Well, this is the ruthless potential of Zeb Taylor. All he needs is a one-on-one. Ironically, he's in the centre because of the injury to Willie Tonga. He evades the attempt of Aaron Murphy, who's tried all afternoon, and his effort isn't good enough on Zeb Taylor, who gives him the big see you later. With the threat of his winger outside, tucks the ball under his wing and gets his team right back in this ball game with the kick to come, potentially to take them out in front. Scott Griggs, I'm not sure that's the best attempted tackle either.
Well, with the sun on the backs, they're starting to look like the side that we're used to seeing in the south of France, moving it quickly from one side to the other, playing instinctively and naturally, and scoring what was a good try that locks up this game. And again, the big question mark is on Huddersfield behind the post. I see Danny Brough talking to the team. They need a reaction from them here. They need to work together to work their way out of trouble and get back to win this match.
Brough, his head plastered with some of that pitch marking. And a lot for the Giants to think about at the moment. Giroud 2 from 2, but they've been pretty straightforward kicks. This one a tricky one to put the Catalan Dragons in front for the first time in this game. They were 16-0 down. He has landed it. They now lead by 18 points to 16. What a turnaround here at St James's Park. I said it was a slow burner. We're going to have some fireworks in the last few minutes here now.
He's such a good player, Zeb Taylor. Holds that ball out like it's a tennis ball in the grasp and grip of his hand, and it's the threat of his winger that doesn't allow the Huddersfield defenders to come in and commit to him.
They've gone for the short restart, and Zeb Taylor was underneath it. He commanded that ball. And now with 9 minutes or so to go, Huddersfield have to regain control of this game, and 16-0 up, it looked as though it was theirs, and then just suddenly the momentum changed. Catalan got a few penalties and it's shifted.
Well, the Huddersfield side had so much possession, Bill, recall in the first half. Maybe they needed to score a few more points against this Catalan team, who we know as Carney now takes on the line. He's through.
Carney's got support on the inside. It's Giroud for the line. But what a tackle. It's still been dotted down by Carney.
He has dropped it. Scott Giroud.
Got a penalty though, Barry. Don't forget there's a high tackle here. It could be a penalty try if it's not. Could even be maybe an 8-point try.
Well, what a decision here.
There's certainly can't be an 8-point try because the try hasn't been scored, but there's certainly the option of a penalty try here for the high tackle.
The try might have been scored.
Might have been scored, I apologise. Might have been scored.
So it could be a penalty try.
No, it could be a penalty try and an 8-point try, one or the other. It's got both options, Bill.
Or just a try.
Or just a try. Or a knock-on.
Let's have a look.
It's great work from Jermaine McGill, this Stuart.
It is. Well, there's definitely, almost looks like he pulls his hair. There's definitely a high tackle there. And then he loses the ball. So there's definitely not a try scored, so we can't have an 8-point try. But the video referee has to decide, would a try have been scored, but for the unfair play of the opposition? It's a high tackle. Would he have got over the line without that high tackle? It's certainly going to be, at worst, a penalty to Catalan Dragons, but it's down to the video referee, and in his opinion, whether Scott Giroud would have scored that try if he hadn't been tackled high.
I'm going to change what I said. I said originally it was great work from Jermaine McGilvray. It's good effort, but unfortunately, I guess at those split seconds you're trying to make a decision. What's the worst of two evils? He's just desperately grabbing, and there's an illegal play somewhere.
Could Todd Carney not have touched that ball down?
Well, I think they were looking at that, but I think they've probably ruled that it's not gone there by Giroud at the end. If I'm making this decision, that's a penalty try.
Ian Smith, Chris Kendall, the video refs for this one. A crucial call in this game. Catalan looking for only their second away win of the season. Carney dotted that ball down. McGilvray gets a hand to it here. What do you think?
Well, the knock-on's there from Giroud as the ball comes out. So even if McGilvray's pulled the ball out, Giroud gets the last touch going forward, so we can't play on from that. I think you've got to go back to the original decision. Did a penalty try.
Catalan have been under the cosh. They have come back from 16-0 down. This could swing it their way. They could be on their way to their only second away win of the season. And it was McGilvray's touch. Carney has got his second try of the game. They wait for him to score. And he's come up with two, and Jermaine McGilvray so disconsolate. He did everything to try and deny Scott Giroud, but he succeeded only in presenting Todd Carney with his second try of the game, and one that could present Catalan Dragons with the win.
Well, you couldn't fault his commitment, his effort, Jermaine McGilvray. It's a good break. Todd Carney feeds his fellow half-back partner Scott Giroud, who desperately tries to get over the line and put the ball down. Christophe Jouffret punches there. He's thrilled to bits because his side haven't played well, and they've still managed to come away with the points.
Well, we did hear the referee said he had a penalty, didn't he, though, when he first referred it up to the video referee. So I wonder whether he'll still apply the penalty after this conversion.
Well, it's a foul on the try scorer for an 8-point try. Todd Carney's been ruled as scoring the try, so again that option's gone. Certainly get some plenty of different opinions or different options in these try-scoring situations.
Giroud could push this game beyond the Huddersfield Giants' reach. Oh, he's hit.
We should take it again. The team walked out before. This team have to stay in the in-goal area. You watch this again. Where Huddersfield are when they walk out. No, they do have to stay behind the try line, Stuart, don't they?
They have to stay outside of the field of play, which is behind the goal line.
But they all are, they're 5 metres out.
Well, they do that to put him off, and it's worked. But again, you go back to the original decision. Had a penalty try been awarded, it would have been in front of the post. Probably get another 2 points.
Another short kick-off. Oh, and this time it's come up for the Giants. And the touch judges on, oh, it's all happening, and the Giants will get the penalty.
I know.
And it was Carney who was the culprit this time. And I think he's injured himself. What an end to this game.
Well, the ball's bouncing on the floor. Michael Oldfield can't take it. And Todd Carney, who I think he holds his shoulder.
Has he just stepped him and caught him high?
There we go.
That is the penalty here.
Is there any contact with the head?
Penalty here.
Well, Kyle Wood is quite diminutive in his stature.
He's injured himself, Todd Carney.
Oh, no.
I bet that's a pec or a bicep injury.
I'm pretty certain he had that. He had that at one stage.
Yeah, he did.
Earlier in the season.
Yeah, I've done them, Bill. I've done my pec and my bicep. They're really painful and take an eternity to heal.
Well, it's given the Catalan Dragons problems now. Carney is off the field. They've conceded the penalty. Scott Giroud hitting the upright a moment ago with that conversion attempt that would have left the Giants needing to score twice. As it is,
get off it! Move, Jason!
What was deemed a high tackle, but dubious decision, gives the Huddersfield Giants an opportunity here. An enthralling end to this game. It hasn't hit the heights, certainly not in the first 40 minutes, but it has in this second half. 5 minutes to go or so. Now it's Catalan clinging on to a lead they never looked likely to have. Brough is mobbed by the Catalan supporters, and Catalan are offside. They concede the penalty.
More pressure. Paul Anderson knows his side have still got this game.
Robinson has gone for it, but he's held up, I think. The referee has seen that. Quite how he's seen it, I don't know.
This seems to have been the best way that Huddersfield have got to get in over the line, haven't they? A player crashing over from close range.
The best thing has been the kick, Phil. Danny Brough. Here we go. He's trying to catch the big fella's nap in. The fullback in perfect position. Remy cast it. Elwa Pelissier clamped the ball, preventing Luke Robinson from getting it down. Will we get a dramatic finish?
Nearly got a fumble from Crabtree there. Here is Aaron Murphy. How different things might have been if Murphy's pass had found McGilvery, but there's still time for the Giants to salvage this. A game that they seem to have in their pocket. They've now got under 5 minutes to try and overhaul the Catalan Dragons. And they're offside again. Desperate defence from the Catalan Dragons. They're going for the drive. Crabtree, legs pumping, but he can't make it. Robinson, will he try his luck again? Luke Robinson. Brough, they go wide. Good defence from the Catalan Dragons, keeping their nerve. But Huddersfield have plenty of tackles this set of 6. Charging run from Akuma Tai. The Catalan Dragons stand firm. 5 metres out are the Huddersfield Giants. Here is Brough. Brough finds Crabtree. Crabtree, though, trying to step his way through. Gets the pass away. They're upended. And here comes Whitehead. Whitehead, has he got the legs? He hasn't. But he's got Catalan out of trouble.
He's not going to penalise him for being offside.
They'll bring him back. Oh, dear me.
I hope not.
We said we hadn't had any controversy. We're going to get it now, because the touch judge, menacingly, is wandering onto the field.
Well, it was dancing feet from Earl Crabtree. And a couple of offloads. He ended up with the ball in his hands. Let's listen to the referee and touch touch.
So tell me what's happened.
Referee Ben Thaler taking advice.
Lift or what? Right, penalty.
Oh, what a decision. He's going to bring them all the way back for the tackle where Crabtree was upended. He's saying, Stuart, that he was lifted.
He was lifted into a dangerous position. That was the call by Remy Casti.
And you can hear what the crowd think of that. We've got 4 minutes to go. Catalan defending this 6-point lead, and the ball is batted down by Whitehead again. Head and feed to the Huddersfield Giants.
Well, we've had the worst first half of the Super League Magic weekend, but we're getting the best finish. Superb here now. Can the Giants find a way to get the 6 points?
I think the Dragons are unlucky. There's the knock on from Elliot Whitehead. Last time he did it, he ended up with the ball in his hands. But Remy Casti tackles the big tall timber, Earl Crabtree, who falls over him for me. I know it looks dangerous, it looks ugly. Stuart, what's your opinion?
Well, nowadays people will penalise that. Never used to be a few years back.
Grix looking for somewhere to go. Catalan desperately defending for the last 3 minutes now. They lead by 6 points. Robinson goes at them. Good defence from Remy Casti. It was Kyle Wood, I beg his pardon. Brough flings a pass out wide. They've got the opportunity now. Broughton, and Broughton is bundled towards the touchline and into touch. And head and feed goes the Catalan Dragons' way. Broughton was looking for a hat-trick. Paul Anderson, the face does not tell the story, because his side have squandered a 16-0 lead.
Well, what resilience from the Dragons. It isn't pretty, it isn't perfect. It was a good pass from Danny Brough to Jake Connor, who just stutters, trying to buy some time for his winger. But it's the effort from Gigo and his teammates, Scott Giroux involved. And the Catalan Dragons fans, they think that they've got this game.
Well, they're not home and dry yet, Barry. Shove at this scrum.
Yes.
And Catalan are braced for it by the look of things.
You can tell from the body angle of the Giants players that they're not pushing, they're not shoving. They'll still get a goal with the ball. It's roughly 40 to 50 seconds for an attacking set, unless...
Well, Ian Henderson's involved.
Unless Ian Henderson is playing the ball, or Terry O'Connor back in the 90s and 90s. He had an 8 to 9 second play the ball if he was doing it quickly.
Eloy Pelissier.
Look, that's 3 of the 6 gone. Good defence from Huddersfield. They're going to certainly put the pressure on the kicker when it gets to that. Casti gets them up to 25 out from
Good
their own
run.
line.
Good run from Remy Casti.
Move, Jack, back here, boy.
That's what you need in this situation.
Go.
Giroud, he thought about the pass, takes him on.
5, get up.
French cries,
Come on, Scotty, get
oh,
up.
sacre bleu!
Go.
High tackle. And Escaré puts a good
Give him
kick
10,
in.
lads. 10.
And Grix, well, they will get the ball back.
Well,
2 minutes to go. Huddersfield trail by 6. They led 16-0.
Move.
Grix is stopped.
Play on.
Giroud with the tackle. Here is McGilvray.
2. Move,
Huddersfield
man.
Giants have played a canny game today, but they need really to express themselves in the last couple of minutes. Aaron Murphy is tackled.
Move, Remy.
That's 3 gone in this set of 6. Casti appealing for a knock-on.
Go.
Just looking to use up a few more seconds. Kyle Wood, Brough. Here is Wardle. Jake Connor.
4, move, Scott.
Wardle now. Wardle scoots himself, goes across the field. Crabtree up the middle. Crabtree looking for an offload. He might yet get it away. He does. It's picked up by Robinson. Robinson to Grix now. They've got the numbers out wide here of Huddersfield. They have got the man out wide. It's McGilvray for the corner, and McGilvray is in. Huddersfield could yet snatch this. Or have they got in at the corner? Ben Thaler gives overworked video refs Ian Smith and Chris Kendall another one to look at. Paul Anderson comes down to the sideline. Stuart Cummings will look at this one.
Well, he's certainly very spectacular again. We see a lot of spectacular tries in the corner. His hands on the ball all the time. Oh, does that come off the ball?
No, Stuart, that's a brilliant finish.
Well, this will tell us, Barry, does he keep his hands on the ball all the way to the ground? Oh.
No. There's a finger.
Is his little finger still on the ball? That's all it needs. But it probably looks like his fingers are just on the ball as that ball goes down. And as it was sent up as a try,
They've come through a quick decision. It looks as though it's going to be a try for Jermaine McGilvray, leaving Danny Brough with the most difficult of conversion attempts to level the scores. Brough reached 100 points in this game at Magic. Just needs 2 more to salvage a draw.
Well, what a finish. Crabtree gets the offload. And from this point in, the Dragons are scrambling. There's the open space. It's that pass that gives Jermaine McGilvray the slightest of chances. And it's a wonderful finish from a player who probably was at fault for the try that Todd Carney and Scott Giroud were involved in up the other end of the pitch. This is for the game, Bill.
Never mind Danny Brough going grey. I think most of the Huddersfield Giants supporters have in this one. This to salvage a draw. These two have never drawn, but Brough has managed that. And the Catalan Dragons have to settle for a point. The Giants celebrate. Pyrrhic victory, really. They led by 16 points to 0. They were dominating this game. Never drawn a game, these two, between each other, against each other. 22 points apiece, the final score. Catalan have fought their way back. They led 22-16. Giroud, who hit the post with this kick. Had this gone through, then Catalan would be celebrating a famous victory. Anguish for Scott Giroud. Mixed emotions really for the Catalan Dragons, because they were 16-0 down. They couldn't get a look in. There were a warning from the referee. They were getting caned in the penalty count. They managed to turn the game round to the extent that they came back to lead 22-16. Giroud couldn't convert that Carney try, and it was left to McGilvray to land, to score the try in the corner, and for Brough to land the conversion. Well, Catalan feeling disconsolate, but when you think the position they were in, to come away from it with a point at the end of the day, they might find comfort in that. Not at the moment though, but at least they've stopped the rot away from home. They've now got a win and a draw away from home. Well, Scott Giroud probably doesn't feel like a man of the match at the moment, but he is the man of the match, and he's downstairs with Angela.
Scott, I don't know whether you're going to laugh or cry at that result.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those tough ones. We were horrible in the first half, gave by so many penalties. We just gave him a 10-point lead, and to our credit, we come back and fought really hard in the second half. And yeah, I think we should have won. I missed that kick from close at the end, and it's cost us 2 points in the end. So
it was such a dominant second half for you, wasn't it? And you took the chances that you needed to take.
Yeah, definitely. We just, held a bit of ball, stopped giving away silly penalties, and we showed what we can do. And yeah, as I say, it's just disappointing not to get that win, but we'll take the 1 point. It's a tough weekend. It's a great game. Everyone would have loved it. So we'll go home and be back for Warrington on Friday night.
Thanks for that, Scott.
Thank you.
Thank you. We've got that try scorer coming in now to talk about the point that you've just earned, really, for the Huddersfield Giants.
Yeah, it's all credit to Carl Wood, really. He gave me a great pass. All I had to do is finish it in the corner, but we made hard work of it today. We're cruising in the first half. I think we shut up shop. We just thought we won the game, but credit to Catalan, they came back at us, and it was probably a fair result, a draw. We had the first half, they had the second half.
But it certainly took some nerves to kick that from the touchline. You could have made it a bit easier for him.
Yeah, I think all the fans were on his back as well, so it made it 2 times as hard. So, but credit to Bruff, he's a great kicker, one of the best in the league. So, like I said, a point earned, really.
Thanks for that. Cheers. Paul, I saw you telling your players to get on and celebrate that. That was a point that you feel like you've earned.
No, it's a point we've definitely lost. That for where we want to be, that second half's just not acceptable. Catalan have got a lot of good players, but we were dead set kidding ourselves in that second half. That's just not acceptable. And I said something the other week, a statement about if you don't listen, you'll feel. So, yeah, that's just not good enough from us in that second half at all. But I've got to play credit to Catalan, and I've also then got to pay credit to ourselves as well with the spirit. And Danny Bruff, obviously, is the man of the moment, and he's our captain and comes up what he did. But generally, that's just not good enough from us.
It was a little bit of a workman-like first half, but the second half, it really made this place come alive.
The second half was pathetic from the Giants. Yeah. I couldn't care less about the stadium. Yeah, it's a great event, but I'm Giants coach, and that's all I'm bothered about, and I want the performance, and that ain't good enough.
Thanks for talking to us.
An angry man, Paul Anderson, but they have salvaged a point. The most dramatic second half. The alarm clocks went off after 47 minutes of that second half. You'll notice the Catalan Dragons scored 4 tries to 3. Catalan Dragons have lost it courtesy of too many penalties that went against them. The first ever draw between these two sides. Lots to talk about. First of all, and it's first dibs to Brian and John. Pick the bones out of that, fellas.
Well, I'll tell you what, Eddie, I was worried at half-time that we might be in for a repeat of the first 40 minutes. None of that at all. We built up before the game the battle between the two sixes, Danny Bruff and Todd Carney, the Catalan Dragons. John, assess their relevant performances.
Right. We spoke about this before the game, didn't we? We saw Danny Bruff's brilliance in attack in the first half. This is the other side of the ball with Danny Bruff. He's a real competitor in defence. The Catalan tails were up at this point. That's the first of 3 challenges on the bounce. There's the first. Have a look at him working from marker, gets Policiate marker, and this culminates in Danny Bruff's track. You just lose him from the screen for half a second. But Tony Gigot, with an awesome piece of footwork on the short side, thinks for all money he's in to score a try. But for that involvement from Danny Bruff, superb work. And we can look at that head-to-head then with Todd Carney. Now, if you ask Todd Carney in the build-up to this, what he saw in particular, and the answer is it's Luke Robinson's late retreat and an angled out. He comes out far too hard now because he's come back late and he hasn't had time to assess what's gone on. If you ask Todd Carney, did he see that in particular, he wouldn't be sure. He wouldn't be able to tell you that.
He sensed it.
He sensed something wrong with the integrity of that defensive line he was facing. That's a quality player and a quality try. And we thought that was going to be the match-up and the highlight of this match. How we were wrong.
We were wrong because Todd Carney's second try, the 71st minute effort from him, he got a try in the end, but you've got to talk us through it. It was probably the most controversial moment of the game. The referees deciding that the try was grounded by Carney. Would you have a different opinion?
This is where you've got to bear with me for a second, because it takes on a huge significance now that Jermaine McGilvray scored and Danny Bruff's converted from the touchline. And I'll tell you why. Because to paraphrase the rule book, but for the foul play of an opposing player, a try would have been scored. He is going in for a try for all money there. That is a high shot from Jermaine McGilvray. They've arrived at a decision, the video referees, and they've given the try because Todd Carney's dotted down. I think that's the easier of the two decisions. You look then at the consequences of that. If that's a penalty try, which in my view it clearly was, that conversion which Scott Jerome misses is then taken underneath the sticks. He doesn't miss that, and that's a 24-22 ball game.
Yeah,
that's a huge call.
The battle of Brough. Brough lands a touchline conversion to draw the game for the Huddersfield Giants, Eddie, when the Catalan Dragons would have thought they had 2 competition points. Wasn't to be.
No, it was a fantastic second half. The biggest comeback since Leeds against Bradford at Cardiff 2011. They were 28-10 down, and then in the end Leeds won by 32-28. We've just seen a fantastic comeback by the Catalan Dragons, but it was not quite enough. Huddersfield are 2 points clear now then of Warrington ahead of their game against St Helens, which is coming up next. Catalan Dragons are breathing down the necks of the Warrington Wolves. They're in 6th, Widnes now down to 7th, Hull stay in 8th. Whoa, the magic weekend suddenly came alive in the latter stages of that second half on day 2. And coming next, I'm sure the baton will be picked up again by St Helens and Warrington, because that's what's coming up next from St James Park, Newcastle. Saints against Warrington, tipped as being the match of the day. Something to follow after that.